didn't mean to start like that. Holy cow, that Pepsi and mac and cheese really put it out there, Donovan. This is Stir the Pot with Dr. Kincaid and my very special guest, very happy. Look at that smile. We love Donovan's smile. We call him the future. Donovan Dwyer. What's up, my man?
Hi, how's it going?
How's it going? First off, love that beautiful smile of the future. Second off, please show us that beautiful merch. Look at that. Yeah. Look at that beautiful merch. That is made by one Donovan. That was created by Donovan and camera lady. Wait, there's names on the back? How come nobody told me there was names on the back? What the hell's that?
Oh, well, there's I can't really see what I'm looking at, but there's a...
That's okay.
There's the Prof, there's Kincaid, there's the Woo Crew. There's many names on that shirt.
Man, that's some sweet merch, my friend. Thank you, and to camera lady for hooking up the round table with some beautiful merch. I really appreciate that, my friend.
You're welcome. As we all say in that chat, I did most of the work. Camera lady took the donations from everyone, and then that ordered, shipped.
So I know I'm not sporting that specific merch, but what about this stuff, baby?
It looks like an OG before.
This was made from my beautiful friends Laura C. and Don Barrett. They used to be a little tag team there, if you will, and go to the shows together. Their lives kind of went different ways. They've still gone to the shows, hung out and stuff. But man, they made one for myself, my dad, Jacob, one for each of themselves. So they made a total of 5. So that's all there is out there. This isn't like a run of Kincaid file shirts. So
just like the same here. Like this is original, one of a kind.
That's right.
Exclusive.
You know what? And I'll tell you something. I've already been asked, not once, not twice, not thrice, not 4, not 5, 10 times I've been asked where they can buy the fan roundtable merch. So, yeah. And I tell them that's only to a privy few. We kind of did our own thing in the roundtable. We thought we could do that because what we like to do, Donovan, we can have our own merch. That's fine. Okay.
Yep.
But what we don't like to do is take away from the men and women that are at the shows. It's not like we're going to take a stack of 50, spread them out on a table at an event and try to push them, because we go to the shows for the talent and we don't want to take away from that. So again, I want to thank you so much because it's beautiful merch, and I absolutely love that you wanted to do it and you followed right through, and I appreciate that, my friend.
I mean, yeah, we go there and enjoy the hard work that the man and women wrestlers put on for us. They put on one hell of a show. No matter who it is, they work hard. We'll talk about it later. I went to the TOS open house, and it is definitely an eye-opener, and it switches the whole perspective of what goes in to wrestling.
Okay, a couple things about that. First off, this is my show. If we want to talk TOS and Donovan, we're going to talk TOS and Donovan. Second off, you're telling me that you went to test the strength for their open workout that they had this past Tuesday?
Yes. I kept reminding you about it, but you went with McLovin, so.
Hey, we call him Ref Will around here. We're trying to be politically correct.
Oh.
So please, why don't we just start right there, my friend, because that sounds very exciting. Not for me, because first off, I'm 100 years old. Second off, I'm built like a kendo stick, so I would get broken half like almost immediately. Tell us your experience, how it was at Test of Strength, my friend, please.
My experience there. So first, I got to the building. From where I live, it's only about 45 minutes, so it's not that bad.
That's cool.
I got to the area where it is. I didn't know exactly what room or what building it was. I ended up getting lost and went to the other place. I walked in this room and there was only like workout equipment and it was like a little like gym for like certain people that do like their own workouts. And then luckily some guy has had this happen before to people. So he was all right. You go to the front of the building and then you walk up steps like you mentioned. And I just walked up the steps with my dad because he was my ride. And we found the room with a ring. And let me tell you, I've seen your videos of the test of strength shows that they do, and I am surprised how small that room was. Like I know it's small from like the videos and pictures that you take, but when I got there, it was a very small room. But it's very cool how they can fit people in there for shows, and yeah, it was definitely a great experience. Bobby Ocean was there. A trainee named Jordan, he was there. He was really nice. And Slick Wagner Brown, he was there. He's the head person there. And I definitely, it's gonna take time, like everyone does, to get better. And as of now, I don't have anything to do, so I'm looking into becoming a professional wrestler. I definitely achieved one part of my dream in life, which was to be a pro wrestler and get in a ring. And I got in the ring, so that's one part finished of my dream.
All right. Now, there's plenty to talk about this experience because, first off, you're at a very young age. And to get this experience at your age, I think it's a phenomenal experience. But you walk in, and like you said, it's a little smaller than you expected, wasn't it, my friend?
Yeah, like I told you the other night, I could sense you being there, like in the front.
Yeah.
It's so crazy because it's like they have like the stack of chairs on the side for when shows do happen, and then they just stack them up. Then there's like an office desk there, and then there's that giant ring, and like it's crazy.
You would never expect to go in this type of building because it's an old industrial building, if you will, and there's many a business throughout that are actively working and such and doing their own thing. There's barber shops, there's print shops, there's all sorts of stuff. And not only that, but you walk down this hallway, you open the door, and son of a bitch, it's test of strength wrestling, man. I'm like, holy cow.
I mean, for a person like yourself, you're only like 30 pounds and you can fit anywhere, so it's no.
I could. You're right.
I watched your interview with. Well, technically, you were getting interviewed by Yosef 13, and you announced your ring name, Rusty Toothpick.
Rusty Toothpick, huh? I mean, come on. Isn't that very fitting, my friend?
I think I should have like changed Kincaid to Rusty Toothpick. If that.
I would have been down with it. I wouldn't have cared. Now, getting in the ring, when you're sitting as a fan, you know, you're pretty close to the ring. When you're sitting front row, second row, third row, you're still really, really close to a lot of these shows, okay? Now, as a fan, because now you're experiencing it quite differently, why don't you talk to us, the fans, about getting on the ring, and getting through those ropes for the very first time? Isn't that like so surreal and so different?
It's definitely different. Like I've taken pictures on the side of the ring, maybe sat on the ring apron. I mean, but like every promotion has a different size ring. Like Pioneer Valley and Western Mass, their ring is smaller. And Test of Strength, their ring is way bigger and fits in that really small room, and it takes up the majority of it. Getting actually in the ring, because Bobby Ocean was there and he set everyone in the ring and stretch. I tried to do it like I see on TV and at the shows, like you just hop through the middle rope and you get in. The first time doing that, I tripped. My foot got caught on. My foot got caught like when I was just about to like put both feet on the ground, and my foot just like tripped. Luckily, I like didn't fall or anything, but just going to the ropes, that was a eye opener. And then feeling the ring for the first time. I've heard people say it's like a trampoline, but with wood under it. And it was pretty like it kind of like felt like a trampoline because like you could feel the padding of it. You can kind of jump, but it won't like protect you like a trampoline will. And then just it was a great experience. And then they told us to get out of the ring so everyone can do their warm ups. And once again, I tripped over the middle rope getting out. I didn't fall though. So,
but exiting and test of strength specifically, I've been at some of those training sessions. I've had the honor of being at some of those. Getting in and getting out are two different things at test of strength wrestling. Because when you get out, they kind of want you to grab that middle rope and kind of swoop yourself backwards back onto the floor in a stand-up position. Is that what Mr. Donovan had to do?
He had to do it, and he tried to do it, but because like it's a view when you're in the ring, and the ground is really high up, no matter what your size is, it looks really high, and those ropes are no joke. Like they're really like tight in there, and they don't like give you any slack. You have to use all your muscle. So I got like the rope burn on my skin.
Yeah.
And I was told to like kind of like have it in like a grip, so like this part of my arm like holds it down. And I just couldn't do it because the rope was just so strong, and I don't have a lot of muscle on me. I'm a big person, but yeah, I got rope burn, but it felt good because it was like a cool experience. So trying to get through the middle rope like they want you to, that was difficult. And then trying to just do it over the top, like almost like someone's gonna eliminate you with a clothesline. That was terrifying. Then almost like getting eliminated when someone comes behind you and like tips you over. I was told to try and touch like the ring apron with like one of my hands holding the other rope. I couldn't do that because it's almost like climbing like a rock wall, and like when you get up top but the thing still pulls you down. That's what it was like pretty much. And one final way, which you think is the easiest, but it's really not. It's easy. Go through the middle rope like you're getting in and out, but jump to the floor. Don't land on the apron. I kept on landing on the apron, and I was just really nervous of jumping to the floor. And I think when I tried it the first time, my foot got caught again.
I hate to laugh at your demise, but you're going in for the first time into something that you've never done. So there's a lot of nervousness first off, but there's also a lot of fear of I've seen this stuff all the time, but now I'm in it. I'm in this ring, and it's a totally, totally different feel. So as you're trying to get out, and the multiple ways you can get out of the ring, there's a fear in the back of your head. Oh shit, it's a little farther than I expected it to be, or it's a little higher than I really thought it was, because it's not one of those lower to the ground type of rings that test the strength. So there's a lot of factors going on. So I don't mean to laugh at your demise, because I wasn't there and I wasn't doing it, but my man Donovan was there, and he's living his dream, man, because to be a wrestling fan and to get in the ring and and I know it was only a one-night experience for a short time, but you're in the ring with some of the best in our industry right now, in our local scene. I mean, it's got to be really cool when you leave this experience, because we don't want to talk about everything that goes on, because we want you to pay. You got to go to Test of Strength and pay to find out all of this stuff. So we've indulged enough info on that part. But what I would like to get is you and your dad, you get in the car, you start heading home. Are you just running through everything that happened through that whole session? What are you guys talking about on the way home?
Well, to start it off, I was saying goodbye to everyone like that I knew, and even some of the people that I just met there. I was like fist bumping them, saying goodbye. Meanwhile, my dad was already in the car with the car started, so door after we were finished. And then on the car ride home, I mean, we stopped in like Enfield, Connecticut to get food, but that whole from leaving the Test of Strength headquarters is what I'm gonna call it, because it's pretty much it. from leaving the parking lot of there all the way to Enfield to the restaurant that we went to, TGI Fridays. It was just, my dad was telling me, and I was watching the video that he took of me, was just how fun it was, but also how real it was, and how much training goes into it, and how much it is going to take to get used to it.
Right.
We talked about me falling and tripping through the ropes. We did a thing, I don't know exactly what the activity was called, but Slick, SWD, kept saying, eat your lunch, eat your hummus. And I was just supposed to get beat up by this guy, and then I was trying to get, like, leg sweep him with arm, and then clothesline him over the rope. It's all on video, but you gotta find it for yourself.
If you guys want to see this video, it is on Donovan's face page. Go over there, Donovan Dwyer. We call him the future, but it's Donovan Dwyer. It's not the future. Don't look for the future because you're gonna find some wackadoo shit there. But check out the video. Check out his experience as a young man, really feeling it, like you just said. And I'm so glad you said it. It was real. When you get in there, you find out it's real quick.
I mean, like, everyone says, and I hate it when people say that, because they don't know exactly. They just see it. They see it on social media, like, oh, wrestling's fake. But once you try it out for the first time, like, you can go to a show and watch it, and you can, like we do, and our roundtable group, we enjoy it. We feel that emotion and all, like, the hard work that goes into it. We might not be the performers, but we enjoy watching it. Once you switch from the fan to actually participating in it, it's real. And, like, you can say, oh, they don't really punch. I felt the kicks and the punches that I got. And then I was told to just sell. We all know what selling means. Not like, here's $1 candy bar, or like, you want ice cream for $2. Not that kind of stuff. And I was laughing because it was just so unexpected. Like, I still said, go, eat his lunch. And
eat his lunch. I love that.
Really, like, I didn't know what to do, so my partner just like came after me, started kicking me, started punching me, and I felt that. I felt the punches, and then I got thrown into the corner, but I wasn't standing there right, so it was definitely fun, and I'm laughing instead of crying or yelling or like making.
Now, yeah, Donovan has used a couple terms. Eat your lunch. I absolutely love that term, but it basically means take the heat, my man. Just let him do his thing. Take it. So that's one of the terms. Another term that Mr. Donovan just used was selling, which means when you get hit or punched or kicked or thrown, you gotta work it a little bit. Use your emotion. Use your body language. That's what they mean by selling. Take that punch. You want your face to kind of go around. You want us to believe you're getting punched in the face because that's what's going on. We don't want that.
They're not trying to, like, hurt you. Like, they're not, like, punching you so, like, you bleed or you're, like, knocked out. They're punching you so it makes contact, but it's your job to make it seem like it really hurt. Like,
exactly.
Punch.
Exactly, because what if Donovan's just standing in the corner and the guy is just pow, pow, there's Donovan. I mean, that's not selling. So there's a big differential. So you were really caught up in the moment, though, my friend, which they cannot take away from you, not at all, because you were enjoying yourself, and that's what really counts. I'm so glad that you went and had that experience. Would you go back again?
Absolutely. Like, it's nerve-wracking. It's really, I was really nervous because I didn't know anyone there. I didn't know who's going to be there. None of you guys from the table were going to be there, even though I asked, like, many times for the past month who's going. But no, it was a fun experience. If they do it again, I'm obviously going to go. Depending on what I do next, because it's definitely something that I want to do, I want to pursue. I mean, I love doing my interviews and all, but it was never. This was never my dream to do interviews. It was I want to wrestle. So, yeah, I'm definitely going to go back when they do the open house thing, whenever that is again. But I might look into training there.
On the buckle. Wow, he's fine.
Get your money shot. Roll there. Tell a promo. Tell a promo.
You suck! You suck! You suck! You suck! You suck!
Wow. So what you're telling us is you're evolving your character, if you will. You would love to transition from a guy who's doing interviews to a guy who's getting interviewed on that other side by being in that ring, being a performer, being an athlete. So you're looking to really make this something.
I mean, yeah, I just want to be clear. I'm not a trained professional yet. I just went to an open house. I experienced what it's like. And from there, it's whatever I do now. So.
Right. But you know what? You've gained that experience. You went there. First things first, you followed through, my friend. Is that camera lady? Can we say hi to camera lady? Is that camera lady? Hi, camera lady. How are you?
How are you? I'm good. How are you?
Good. We were just talking about Donovan's experience at Test of Strength. I know camera lady was not there on the trip. Dad took over on that one. Now that Donovan has talked to you about it a little bit, are you comfortable with Donovan going to the ring and doing this thing?
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Yep, I am. Yep.
Okay, but you gave the camera lady look though. You had that look for a second. There it is, right there.
Kind of threatening, wasn't it? It was a little threatening.
Well,
I think it'll be a good experience for him, and if that is his passion, then I'm all about it.
What you thought when you saw the video? Like, what was going on in your mind?
What was going on in my mind? First I thought, geez, get in the ring without hurting yourself, will you?
I don't care.
No, when I first saw, I don't know how other parents feel when they first see something like that, but I know his grandmother was freaking out. She's like, "Oh my God, I don't like this at all. I don't." But I almost got kind of emotional about it because I thought, he's like, this moment is like, that's the start of his dream right there, and there's a lot of other things he could be doing or going in a different direction as a 16-year-old kid, and he's met so many good people along the way through this, through this whole wrestling circuit. All of you guys, fans and wrestlers, and I think it's a great group of people, and that's who he's going to be connected with, and I'm all about it. I got a little emotional, I think.
You are just speaking about it. You can kind of hear it in camera lady's voice a little, because you help him at the shows, being these post event interviews, That's why we call you camera lady, because you literally hold the camera, but you're seeing it firsthand. He's growing, being interested in this industry, but like kind of. And what I was driving to before I kind of yelled at you, camera lady, camera lady. But what I was saying was, I love, and I absolutely loved that Donovan followed through. Because if you don't follow through, you wouldn't be talking to us about your experience at Test of Strength, my friend. So kudos to Mr. Donovan for following through and taking that step, because it's not easy, my friend.
He was nervous. And then he shows up in the wrong place, He's
Right.
had some exercise adventure.
Now, I know I was supposed to be there, okay? I was actually going to be there, and I know he would have probably felt a little more comfortable, but
It was all
I had
all-
it is, and I'm eating his lunch. I'm eating his lunch. But I did have an interview with Ref Will, and that's on me. That's my bad. But you know what? I'm so glad that he followed through, because look at what we got here. Right here. The fans that are watching this right now, this is what I'm talking about. When we talk about a support system in wrestling, this is a family that look at that. Hey, Mr. Future. I don't know what to call you. We call her camera lady. Is Mr. Future fine?
Wait a mask.
The mask.
The mask? Okay, we can do the mask. We love to talk support system on this show. If it isn't your parents, if it isn't your spouse, if it isn't your siblings, the men and women behind the curtain, persevering in wrestling is almost an impossible task. And right in front of us, boys and girls, fans that are actually watching this, because I hope it's just not my dad and his dog Jake, look at what we've got here right now. We are talking about a beautiful young man who's interviewing in the industry, who's looking to take that next step. He followed through, went to a training facility, got in that ring, but without the support system of Camera Lady and the mask, I don't think that it would follow through, because I was supposed to be there. And like I said, I might have made him feel a little more comfortable. But you know what? The mask. I am so glad that you brought Donovan. You hung out with him, and you let him take this moment and the experience. I applaud you as a parent, and I thank you as a parent, my friend.
We're going to try and get it to work out, to get him there weekly, 2 nights a week, and see how it goes.
Hey, we have to give him a regimen and make him stick to it. Give him a little tough love and make him push a little bit, because if you don't challenge yourself, you kind of stay at the same level. And I should be the last one. I'm built like a kendo stick. I mean, for real. I should be the last one to talk. Oh, go ahead.
In the video?
What? No, he did see the video.
Oh, okay. Okay, sure.
No, his wrestling name is Rusty Toothpick.
If I was a ring, that would be my ring name, Rusty Toothpick. How cool is that? But my point being, Donovan, if you don't challenge yourself and push that extra little something to maybe get 2 extra reps, or to run maybe an extra 50 feet or 100 feet, or whatever you're trying to do, if you don't challenge yourself, you kind of stay the same and you don't rise to the occasion. So hopefully when you feel that burn and you're ready to quit, just do it a little extra, my man, and you're going to make it. I know you can, because you're a good kid. You've got a good head on your shoulders, and you've got some fine parents behind you with a great support system. And look at that beautiful smile of Donovan. I love it.
Duck talk?
What? No, that's his logo, Stirring the Pot, on that title.
Huh?
That's his custom-made Stirring the Pot championship.
No, and it's.
Oh, yeah.
No,
Hey.
that's not a pot.
That's
That's
not
a
a
belt.
flag.
Oh,
That's
that's
the
a
belt. That's
Oh
the
my
belt.
god.
Okay, it's not a belt. It's like a
That's a
pot.
stern.
Gotcha. We gotta get a belt.
Which he never defends, and
Well, he doesn't need to.
he does need to defend.
He does not.
Or
Bye, Matt. Bye, Dad. Take the tag.
Hey, did you like the T-shirts that he? That he
I love, and that was the next thing I'm going to. You two, and I know he says he did all of the work except for a little bit. I am telling you, thank you so much, Camera Lady and Donovan, for the merch, because it's absolutely beautiful. When I got it in the mail, I packed like it was Christmas. It was amazing.
We had a lot of fun doing that. So.
That was so. When he got that ball rolling, I was like, look at him go, man. That was so awesome.
Well, every episode it was always Jim was like, "Oh, when are we getting the merch, guys?" So then I made just the preview.
Jim tortured you.
Yeah.
So you need stir in the pot masks.
I mean that's easy. But no, literally every episode. When we get in the merch, we need the merch. Finally came up with the design. All I asked from you was just the logos, and then that was it. And then I took the reins.
Did you have his permission? Did you get his written permission? Because
I didn't.
You don't want to get sued later.
So there's
if
a
you
guy.
Get sued, I get sued.
There's a guy that his name is Yosef13, and he signed a piece of paper that he wouldn't sue him for kidnapping and chloroforming him with his own blood. He signed it with his own blood. So I'll see if he can like fax that over to me. I'm interviewing him.
Have your people fax that.
Yeah.
To our people.
I'm gonna forge your blood technically.
Oh, there's a lot going on right there. Camera lady, the world of wrestling. You seem to enjoy doing this with Donovan. Is this something you're going to continue doing once we get back from this whole COVID? You see what I did? Yeah, never mind. Would you be kind of coming back with Donovan and hanging out and doing the wrestling thing?
Yeah, absolutely. Yep. I miss it. I really miss it. I miss, that was kind of our thing.
Right.
And I'd get a little jealous when other people would come up and say hi to him, and I'm just sitting there like, yeah, I'm just me. I'm nobody. But I miss going to those events with him and seeing everybody and I think more than anything right now we need to laugh and I miss that kind of laughter, and that.
Yeah.
So.
And when you guys are at the events, Donovan is a happy camper. I'll tell you that.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I am guilty. Guilty as charged, camera lady. I did. The first time I ever walked up to Donovan at WMW, I believe it was, I walked up to Donovan because I said to my sister, LC, I go, LC, that's Donovan. She goes, who? I go, shutty. I'm going to say hi to Donovan. So I go over to Donovan and I sat next to him or whatever and I shook your hand. And I never even looked at camera lady. I totally no-sold you. I apologize. Now that you say that, I remember. I totally no-sold you.
About that afterwards, and I thought that was like one of the coolest things to have you recognize him, and because I had seen some of your I think one of the first videos I saw, and I don't even remember how I came across it. But it was somebody coming out of the ring, and it looked like they landed on your lap or something. Like
oh my God! Holy cow! Oh my God! Are you kidding me? That's one of my worst nightmares in my entire life from birth.
I watched it again and again. I'm like, is this staged? Maybe it's not staged. But
no. That was air dirt. That was Dirtbag Dan. He was coming in like a sack of shit. Coming flying at Mr. Youssef and Dan Gore, and he was coming in flying hot, and he was doing a suicide dive. They call it a tope suicida. But not only that, he was coming through the ropes, and gravity took over, and it became a spinning wheel kick. By the time that was planted on a body, it was my head.
You were bleeding, right?
I was. I had a dirt rash. I had a filthy dirt rash on my head.
Kincaid was doing something that I didn't. He was selling.
Dude, did I sell? I got my shit knocked out. My phone fell on the floor. It flew up in the floor. It hit the ground. And all you hear, check this out. It's like, fight forever, da, 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 da. Fight forever, da, da. Bam! My phone goes down. I don't know what happened. And then you hear around me, holy shit, holy shit, holy shit.
So that was one of my first experiences with your video. But I thought it was like it was really cool. Yeah, and then I was like, oh my God, he recognized you, Donovan. Look at that. That's so cool that people recognize you. And there was people out there that were watching him too. So That was neat to see.
I've always been told when I first started hanging out with the Fog Man, great guy, love his friendship. I've always been told by him though, you never know who's watching your footage, camera lady, ever. You never know. Now, just because on the YouTube it only has maybe 10 views, 13 views, 26 views, it doesn't matter. They could be watching it with some of their peers. They could be watching it with their spouse who's in the business. They could be watching it with a promoter. A promoter could be watching it and some of his workers could see it. You never know who's watching your videos, and don't take light numbers personally or to heart. I mean, I got a ton of, dude, still today, I get a lot of low numbers, but I do get eyes on the product because, you know, like we were just describing, people hang out with people in the wrestling business. So you never know who's watching your product, Donovan. And I happen to be one of them, seeing your cool stuff. And I seen your first one. I think the first time I saw you was at the Eastfield Mall, if I'm not mistaken. And you were doing an interview there. And I go, who's this kid? I've never seen him before. He just popped out of nowhere. So, you know, I went to your channel and I would check it out every so often. I didn't hit subscribe right off the beginning. Yeah, I'm a jackass.
Mom, just go inside. I'm gonna end it here.
That's it. Interview over.
How dare you?
We'll talk about it in therapy. It's okay.
Yes. Thank you, camera lady. But I did keep up with your material. I saw your stuff on Facebook being shared and whatnot. So little by little, I kept seeing your face more and more. And that's what it takes in wrestling. If you're not showing your face and you're not doing your thing, you become forgotten really quick. So I applaud you for, you know, keeping busy, my friend.
I mean, there's pretty much what you would call celebrities at those shows. I mean, like I said earlier, the wrestlers, male and female, they put on one hell of a show. But in the crowd, there's pretty much celebrities. You have the Woo Crew, mostly Jim McCulloch. He's the second. There's you. There's Fogman. Now there's, of course, me. There's
Of course.
The Ace. I think that's his nickname.
Yes, yes.
People know who he is. I know who he is. And there's just so many people. I mean, even if it's their first time at one of our promotions, like Carnivale or Blitzkrieg or Western Mass, and you go to like these other promotions, we'll know who you are because we'll see your video somehow.
Why are you bleeding all over the floor?
Oh, because I scratched it and it started opening and bleeding.
He was probably thinking about tripping over the middle rope and kind of. Sorry about that. Sorry.
Hey, he might land on your lap one day. You don't know.
Or like on Saturday, Yosef's gonna be on my show, so watch it. And I'm pretty sure he knows where you live.
All right, I'm gonna go eat dinner. All right, I gotta work tomorrow again.
Well,
Camera lady, thank you so much for hanging out with us. I appreciate it.
Thank you. Thanks for having me. Well,
Absolutely.
I'm gonna wander in, so.
Hey, can you? So, when he shared the thing on his Facebook page, Troy commented, "Let's have a bet on what's Donovan going to eat. Could you make me a bowl or a plate, whatever it is, and bring it out here?"
Sure, absolutely.
Thank you. Thanks, Mom.
Leave my tip on the table.
Hey, tip her well, okay? Tip her well, Donovan.
I do my family a favor every day. It's mostly being alive because I'm a hell of a person. So.
they already have their greatest treasure as in Donovan. Is that what you're trying to say?
Yeah, like they don't need to get paid by me. It's having me a gift.
Hey, I do really. I want to reiterate something here. Seeing your mom and dad, bro. I mean, for real, having that support system. That's grade A, good stuff right there. I really love seeing that because without that, my man, it's hard to push. Okay. And I really want to give your parents a big shout out for doing that. And again, to you for following through and doing your thing. Now that you've gone to Test of Strength, you've done this experience. Is there a different respect that you left with walking out that door of Test of Strength?
I mean, definitely there is. I mean, I contacted our sister from the round table, Big Juicy. And then I told my parents what I said, and they're like, that means you never had any respect for her. Because I said, I have much respect for you now. And I didn't realize what I said, and I don't know if my parents were joking with me, because they made it sound like what I said was I never had any respect at all. But I have respect for everyone in the business. I mean, there's some people, but we're not going to get into that. But for the performers that make us want to come back, and the performers that are just making their debut, to the performers that even are just there just to do something, I give them 100% way more respect than I had before. I loved everyone in this business. Oh, thank Mom.
You're welcome. Enjoy.
Delivery.
What do you got? Spaghetti and meatballs? Spaghetti and meatballs? Ziti.
It's Penne, but
Penne. Oh, wow. Donovan Manjan on the stir in the pot. Hey, Troy Martins. I don't know. I did see the start of that. I don't know if it went on a little bit longer when it started. Was there any mentions of what kind of food? Was there any monies involved in this? What's going on, Donovan?
I mean, I said what I was supposed to have for dinner. I mean, one thing is wrong. Instead of spaghetti, it's penne. But it's good.
Is it penne alla vodka? Because we like the vodka and the penne.
I'm 16.
Never. Oh, yeah. Never mind.
But to go back to your question.
Yeah.
I have way more respect because you think, like, I don't want to sound rude or anything, but I mean, this is my opinion. It looks easy when people go over the ropes or when they run the ropes. The ropes look like not that hard. I mean, you might go to a show and you might feel the ropes or something, but you don't know what it's like from the inside. And, like, to try to, like, get out of them, like I do. But it was just getting in the ring and trying to get out of doing the rope drill. I didn't learn how to run the ropes or anything like that. But it definitely takes a lot. And there's many different things that go into being a professional wrestler. I don't have much to say right now, but I don't know what it takes. I mean, people say a bunch of different stuff for what it takes, but that's just their opinion. But definitely my respect level went way up because I didn't know what it was like to try to run the ropes or get out of the ring. I didn't know what it felt like to be in a ring. I didn't know what it felt like. I mean, you might wrestle with someone and, like, you know what it's like to pin them, but the proper way. So,
Right.
I mean, I'm a 285 dude, and my second oldest brother, who's the middle child, he's like 130 pounds, and I just put all my weight on him and I pin him. So,
Yeah. Way different, because that's what we talk about too, is being properly trained is essential. You can't just go in there all willy-nilly thinking you know your stuff, because like you're just described to us, and I know you're at a young age. I don't care how old you are. You can be a wrestling fan and think that it's this and think that it's that and think that it comes off easy and they could do that all day long. Well, yeah, they could do that all day long because they've practiced hours and hours and hours. They've sacrificed time with their family. They've traveled long distances to do things. Some of these men and women, Donovan, will go to Japan and spend time away from what they are known to, accustomed to in the United States, and will go out to Japan for 1, 2, 3 months at a time, not know the culture, not know where to go to eat because they've never been to Japan. They don't know anything. They just go out there blind to gain the experience of what they love so much. So when people do say, that's easy, you can always say that from a distance and watching it as a fan. But like Mr. Donovan described, once you get in there and even the smallest little things, you never knew how, not just difficult, but you've got to be in tune. You've got to be on your game, my man. You know what I'm saying? It's all got to be there. And I know you were nervous, and it's hard to not be nervous. But that focus has got to be sharp, and you just got to want to do it, because once you stop wanting to do it, you don't do it at all. You know, you kind of give up on the whole game. So, hey, how's that penne? How's that going for you?
It's really good. I ate all the meatballs already, so I'm just trying to like have the sauce go on the pasta.
So when you're eating penne and meatballs, are you hearing Slick Wagner saying to you, "Eat his lunch"?
Kinda. I mean, it's not like a PTSD thing, but I've had like, even though it's been like only 2 days since the open house, when I'm walking through my kitchen and I have to like, there's a step. So there's like my main living room, and then there's a step that you have to take to go into the kitchen. So it, like lifts the floor up pretty much. When I take that step, I have a vision of me on the apron, and I'm and then also while I'm walking through my house, it can be whenever, I can see my opponent just beating me up, and I'm laughing about it. So it's there, and the memory will be there forever. So
and you know, we talk about it all the time. Taking memories away from wrestling as a fan is something in its own right. But taking memories from getting in the ring and making that experience happen, that'll never leave you, my friend. Never in a million years, man.
Mm-hmm. I mean, there's a lot of things to do in this business. I mean, like me and you both do the interviews. There's managers, there's ballets, there's ring announcing, there's refereeing, and you might look at it like, oh, sorry, I have something stuck in my tooth, so I'm just trying to get it.
That's okay. Oh no, by all means, just keep eating, my man, please.
You might look at like, for this right now, you might look at us. Oh, it's an interview thing. It's not that hard. All you have to do is just ask them questions. There's a lot of things that go into it. I mean, it's not like 100-step process. I mean, it depends on who you are and who you're interviewing. But it's not just for wrestling. Like, you see, like, news centers, they have interviews when something happens, and they interview, like, the witnesses. They gotta know what happened, and they gotta rely on the witnesses to tell them. But for wrestling, you have to know who the person you're interviewing, where they came from. I mean, you want to ask the basics, but even if it's just for like a major promotion, I do these for fun. You do these for fun. We're not like under contract with anyone, so we're not like asking them, oh, what is your plan for tonight's match, like for a company.
Right.
We're asking them, what got you into wrestling? Oh, I saw this video on social media. Can you explain what happened in that? Can you take us back to when you won your first championship? Whether it's a heavyweight tag team, intergender, that's a title in the wrestling business. But it's definitely, there's a lot of stuff to do with that. For refereeing, I don't want to give away information on that, what happened the other night. But the person that had to ref, Slick said, you're a part of the match too. So you have to, if something crazy happens, for example, if someone got like hit by a chair or something, not saying that happened, maybe it did. The referee has to make it seem like they're really hurt. If the crowd is chanting, "Oh my God, he's dead" or "he's hurt," the referee has to make it seem like that. You can't just be like, even like Slick said, go and check on him, and you gotta make it seem like it's real.
That's all part of that psychology that we speak of, getting us to believe what's going on in that ring.
Ring announcing. Do you care if I just go over what, like, in my opinion, goes into it?
Go ahead.
Ring announcing, you gotta. I mean, some announcers like know everyone word from word. I mean, that's pretty rare. If you think about it, I don't know anyone that knows everyone. But you gotta know what their height are, what their weight is, where they're from. Are they the current champion of something? You gotta know that. You gotta have a good voice. You can't be like shy. Hi, here it comes. You can't whisper. I mean, depending on where you are, he might be able to. But most promotions have a live, packed crowd, and it's very loud. And you gotta be able to hear. You want to be able to hear your own self-talk.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Managing, because I was told that that's an option too. Managing.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know really what a valet is. Or a valet. All I know is that's a person that gets a car for you when you go to a place. But managing, you gotta, whether you're a good manager or a bad manager, you gotta be able to help your opponent out. You gotta be able to make it seem like you're actually telling them something. You have to be able to distract the crowd or the referee. You can't just like stand there and be like, hey, you over there, yeah, you come here. You got many different things that go into everything, and that's one thing when I hate people who say wrestling is fake. They don't know what goes into it. Neither like the fans know a little bit, but they don't know everything.
Right. And I've always said this, and you know I have. There's so many aspects to make a wrestler. I feel that it's one of the most unique and hardest things to do in the universe because you need to be an actor. You need to be an athlete. You need to be and I know actor and performer almost sound the same, but they're not. You have to know your psychology. You have to be fit. You have to have a regimen. You have to work out. You have to do this. You have to do that. The stack of how's that Penne going, Dwyer? The stack the stack of what you need to know to become a wrestler is just a huge list, if you will. So I always give the men and women just so much credit for really pulling this off. Now, I'm going to talk about something here because tomorrow we both have an interview.
Mm-hmm.
Very two different people from two different aspects of the wrestling world, if you will.
And out of state.
And yeah. So I'm going to start with mine because I've been waiting to talk about this guy with you. I'm going to start with mine first because this is my show. But I have a guy. I've never met him. I've never seen him perform.
Can I interrupt you for 1 second? I know it's your show, but Yosef just sent over your signature, and you can edit this part out. But your Starting the Pot show is now signed over to me because you signed it with your blood. So I'm currently the Starting the Pot host, and that title belongs to me too. Just letting you know. Oh, we're also changing the whole logo too. It's gonna be the Bootios logo. I gotta turn on the lights. It's getting dark. There you go.
My soul. There's a piece of it that's just been taken away from me. Thank you, Dwyer. I appreciate that. I'll have to get to Mr. Yusuf's people because we aren't having none of that jazz. That bootio is not going on this shirt ever. So don't you ever think so. So I have an interview tomorrow after work. A guy I've never met, never seen perform, never even spoke to him ever. His name is El Pepe. I'm very into it. Yeah, right. Doesn't it make it just kind of gives you a little something, doesn't it?
Yeah.
His name is El Pepe, and boy, Donovan, this guy is a character and a half. And you know how I like to pull the curtain back, if you will?
Yes.
Are you still eating that damn penne?
No, I'm currently on the Facebook, and I'm looking at the at what you posted for El Pepe. How you can ask a question. He still hasn't looked at my thing, what I said, but he's banning a lot of people, especially someone by the name of Jake Outlet.
Oh my God, I can't wait to call him Jake Outlet. Oh my God, you just gave me money material, my friend. Oh my freaking word, that is amazing. Jake Outlet, I cannot wait. Wrestling, come back tomorrow. I'm going to call this guy Jake Outlet so bad. Oh my God, that is hilarious. I don't know what's going on with those two. But yeah, I have Mr. Pepe on, and it's going to be interesting. He's doing full gimmick. And this is going to be totally, totally interesting. We're not going to be able to pull shit back with Mr. Pepe. So I don't know what I got myself into. But I want to get to the big news right here, baby. Donovan Dwyer. Could you tell us, the fans, who you have on your show that you're interviewing tomorrow?
Who is on my show tomorrow? Budio's Boy Wrestling Fan, the YouTube channel by that name. I, Donovan, the future, will be interviewing the Walking Weapon, the current Impact Tag Team Champion, one half of the North, Josh Alexander from Ontario, Canada. I will be interviewing him tomorrow at 5 p.m. Eastern Time, and we're going to sit down and have a nice talk and interview.
Wow. Holy crap, Donovan. How much did you pay him?
I'm not going to reveal that information.
I hope it was just if it was Penne and Meatballs, I hope there was a lot of it to send to Mr. Alexander.
Oh, well, I thought in Canada they have like a thing called poutang or something.
Not poutang. Hey, whoa. This is a family show. You better watch your words, my friend.
I thought that's what it is.
No. You're talking about something totally different. It's called poutine. Did I lose you, you sucker? Look it. You're frozen. I lost Donovan at 55 minutes. Love that. Wait, there he is.
Wait, you're frozen.
Wait, we were both there we go. Okay. We've got it back.
How many fingers am I holding up?
13.
Yo, that's Yosef.
No, that isn't called what you called it. Don't say that word to your mom. Whatever you do, don't say that to camera lady. It's called poutine. Poutine.
Oh. Well, because you just said that, I'm gonna Google it, what it means.
Poutine in Canada. Do you want to know a fun fact about poutine, my friend?
Sure.
Poutine is Ozzy Osbourne's favorite food to eat while he's on tour. When he's on the road, that's his favorite meal is some poutine. And poutine in Canada is French fries with gravy with Canadian cheese curd. And if it's not Canadian cheese curd, my friend, it's not the same. And you can't call it poutine.
Ew!
Ah! What did I tell you? What did I tell you?
That part out because I don't want people to...
No. Oh, no. I never edit a damn thing out of here. Oh, my God.
I'm really grossed out. I don't even... All I saw was one word. She gets the B, and I just was really grossed out. I didn't even read the whole definition.
Again, I'm your friend. I'm here to help. Don't say that to your mother, please.
How dare you, Kincaid?
Hey, what do you mean? I'm trying to help you, my friend. I'm trying to keep you out of trouble. So where were you going? Look at you. Where were you going with the poutine here? Why were you bringing that up?
No, because like I completely forgot what we were talking about. No, because I thought poutine, not tang. That's like a thing. No, you. Oh, now I remember. We're gonna go back. We're gonna backtrack. You said, did I pay him in gravy and meatballs, or not gravy? I'm messing up the whole thing now.
Penne and meatballs.
I said that might actually be a good combination. Let's have a stirring the pot exclusive cooking show. We can meet up someplace. And merch. I was gonna give him some poutine, which is fries, gravy, like you just said. I paid him in that rather than the pasta. That's famous in Canada, I think.
Yeah, it is. It's very famous in Canada. Yes.
Just like hot dogs and hamburgers and potato salad. And I love me some potato salad. This is USA original.
Have you ever had the French fries, gravy, and Canadian cheese curd at all?
I haven't had it. I know what it looks like because fun fact, it's summer vacation now. And each year, me and my family are, we go up to Maine, Old Orchard Beach to be exact. It's by Saco, which is actually near Portland. So those are pretty big places in Maine.
Right.
But it's a vacation spot. I mean, Maine is called Vacation Land, so because it's a great place. We go there, and there's like the pier in Old Orchard Beach, and they have like not like fast food, but they have like a carnival there. They have rides. There's a water park there. There's a whole boardwalk with shops even before it. There's a whole strip, and one place because it's like I don't know, maybe like 2 hours from the border of Canada, which I don't know why, but I really want to go to Canada. No, I don't know why. But they have like this little restaurant kind of thing, but you order from it, and then like you can't go in and sit down. It's just like it's I don't even know what it's called, but it's like a place that's like hooked up to the building that you just go and order food. And they do their own version of poutine. I said it right.
Thank you.
I'm really mad at myself and grossed out at this. So they have that, and my friend came up with this one year, and he had that at the pier, and he finished the whole thing, but he was about to throw half of it at me and I forget who was with me, but I think it was my brother and my cousin, and we were like, no, just finish it. You already eaten half of it. Finish the rest. So he finished it. I didn't want any of it because to me it looked gross, but now I might have to try it.
It really, and I have to agree with you there. It's really not the most appealing looking food, but oh my goodness, is it tasty? I love it. As long it's got to be a good tasting gravy, and it has to be. If they give you anything but Canadian cheese curd, you will totally know the difference. Once you have it, and you have it with some kind of other cheese on top of it, you'll definitely know the difference.
It's like biscuits and gravy, which I know that's your favorite.
Oh man, I love me some gravy. Ooh boy. Donovan, where do you go from here? Because you've got a big task ahead of you tomorrow evening. Where do you go from here? Do you go John Cena, Hulk Hogan, Razor Ramon? Or where are we going after Josh Alexander, baby? I mean, holy cow, that's a huge name.
In my mind, I hope that once I get to Josh, I can get to Ethan Page. Which I'm not. I just want to be clear. I'm not using Josh Alexander to get to the rest of the Impact roster. Everyone has their own thing. But
right.
The North is one of my favorite tag teams. So if I can get to Josh, I'm hoping that will open the door to Ethan.
Hey, you never know because, like I said, you know that if he's going to do an interview, people are going to want to check it out. You're going to get some eyes on that product, my friend. So I'm stoked for you to get this done. Don't do what Kincaid does. Do your research, and I hope you did, because I know you're not that you're not my kind of dumb. I tell you that.
Cagematch.com.
I've heard of that. I've definitely heard of that.
They don't have Donovan Dwyer in the future on it, which I'm pretty pissed about.
Really? You know what? The fan roundtable, we're all going to get together. We're going to storm Cage Match and say, what the hell is with this no database? You're no selling our man, Dwyer. And I don't know why I keep calling you Dwyer. I keep hearing Chris Cannon in my head saying Dwyer. I got to stop that.
Goes my public Facebook, my private Facebook, actually not public. So I appreciate you for that. If you're gonna expose my Facebook, we'll just go all the
way. Donovan, the best of luck with Josh Alexander. A huge get, and I'm congratulations on that get, my man. I'm stoked for you, and I can't wait to check that out. Be on your game. You know, just do your thing, man. Be your bootio self, and you're gonna have a blast. And I know Josh will have a blast with you. So I'm looking forward. Tell us, the fans, before we get going out of here, how do we find your stuff on the YouTube, your interviews, your past interviews, and whatever you got coming on in the future? How do we find you?
So my current, which is my OG YouTube page,
OG.
my Bootio's Boy Wrestling Fan. So that's where I do all my main content, which is interviews. Sometimes you'll catch me. I mean, it used to be wrestling figure content, but now it's mostly interviews. And that was for me to get into the business somehow, which it definitely worked. I'm not saying that I'm completely over, or I'm not official part of it yet, but I got my foot in the door.
Absolutely.
The Perspective on YouTube, which is the Perspective podcast, hosted by yours truly, me, Donovan, the future. My co-hosts, try to do it. The Woo guy, Jim Kulik, and I never found out a nickname for him, but right now he's injured with a knee thing. Troy Martins. He's another co-host, even though he teases me a lot about eating. He's on that show, and then sometimes we'll have a guest. Unfortunately, due to Skype being a POS, also a PIA, pain in the ass. We recorded a thing called the Fans Perspective, which pretty much me and my co-host, we pretty much took some members of the round table. We filmed an episode, but Skype doesn't want to save the video for me, so that will unfortunately not be aired, at least now. But yeah, you'll catch me on those. Instagram, it's Donovan _T _Dwyer 413. And then Snapchat, it's private. You're not getting that information. And Twitter, it's Donovan Dwyer 3.
What's going on your Snapchat? Why is it private, sir?
That's just like it's my private Snap. You don't need I get told from some family members in my family, you don't need to have every family member on every single social media thing. So unfortunately, I found that out after I have pretty much every family member on my social media. Careful on what I post. Yeah. Those are my social medias.
Well,
please follow me, subscribe, like, share. You'll see me soon on Starting the Pot, seeing that signed over to me now.
Hey, I don't care about the blood. It's not official until my lawyer gets involved, and we're gonna figure that out real soon.
All right, I'll wait. I'll wait for it.
Yeah, please do. Mr. Donovan Dwyer, you've been an absolute pleasure. Loved having the camera lady and the mask on. That was an added bonus, if you will. I love, again, and I know we've already talked about it, but I'm going to reiterate one more time. Love that you followed through, and I'm glad you had that experience at TOS. I can't wait to see what comes out of maybe a wrestling career out of Donovan Dwyer. Oh, do you have a ring name? Because if you go into wrestling, sometimes you might have an idea already set up. Do you have a ring name in your head?
I used to, but then it was just stupid because it's literally a thing. I dressed up as my own wrestler a couple years ago for Halloween, and I was called the Destroyer, and I had a catchphrase: hunt, destroy, repeat, and I had a whole shirt. I still have the shirt, and I'll send you a picture of it if I find it.
That'd be awesome.
Then I came out with like a mask and all that. I had the heavyweight title from WWE, and I had a barbed wire bat from like the Walking Dead thing as like my foreign object. I'm not gonna threaten you like your past interview from yesterday did. So
Thank you. Thank you.
That's
Appreciate
it. But but yeah, I haven't come up with a ring name yet. It's that's one of the difficult things in this business because like
Mhm.
some people use their real name. I don't want to use my real name.
Mhm.
I want to be original, even if I use one part of it.
Mhm.
But yeah, I haven't thought of anything yet. If you think of anything, don't. I'm not gonna have a thing related to Rusty Toothpick or anything like that. But yeah, I haven't thought of anything yet.
You've been fantastic, Donovan. I appreciate you spending the time with us and giving us the fans a perspective because we've never been in that ring. You've already gone through that. It doesn't matter if it's only one time for a short period of time. You've been in there. You've done it. You followed through. And I appreciate you sharing your story and giving us your perspective. You see what I did there, my man? Woo! Donovan, you've been an absolute pleasure. I thank you for spending the time. This has been Stirring the Pot with Don Kincaid and my very special guest, the future Donovan Dwyer.
Thanks for watching, and hit the music. Ready to fire.